Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I'll be going over Trey Amos and how he can help the Washington Commanders in 2025, which is his rookie season. I did this breakdown yesterday with Jalen Lane, so if y'all have not watched that video, make sure y'all go check that video out. And today, I'll be breaking down Trey Amos. But before we do, make sure y'all leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so Trey Amos, selected by the Washington Commanders in the second round of the 2025 NFL Draft, pick 61 overall in the draft. And when Amos was there, man, I was honestly surprised that he was still there. I had him as a late first, early second round guy. So the fact that we got him in the late second round, almost the third round, I mean, that's just amazing value. But we'll talk about that more in a second. Trey Amos, he is 6'1", 195 pounds. He ran a 4.4 340 at the combine, so that's a pretty solid time for a cornerback. Speed at the cornerback position is very important, and it's good to know that Amos has that speed. He also has good size. He's not quite 200 pounds, but 6'1", 195, that's still really, really good size. None of the top cornerbacks from this year's draft class were 200 pounds. Like Will Johnson, he wasn't 200 pounds. Travis Hunter, not 200 pounds. Jahdae Barron wasn't 200 pounds. So him not being 200 pounds, Trey Amos, I'm not tripping about it at all. Once again, 6'1", 195 is still pretty good. And he posted up a vert of 32.5 and a broad of 10 feet and 6 inches. An overall RES score of 838. So I watched Trey Amos' film before the draft, and Trey Amos, I had him ranked as my fourth cornerback overall, just behind Travis Hunter, Jahdae Barron, and Will Johnson. And again, I had him going late first, early second round. So the fact that we got him in the late second is unbelievable value, man. That was an A+++ pick. He was one of the guys that I wanted when we got to our pick. It was between him and I also like Siobhan Revel. So I know Kyle Williams was available as well, so I would have taken him there as well. But I'm glad we got Trey Amos, man, because I think he has the chance to be an absolute dog, man. So some of his strengths include he has a really good frame. Again, 6'1", 195 pounds. Also has great length, 31.25 inch arms, which is really, really good. Super physical and aggressive corner. He's really, really good in press man coverage. That's probably his best trait in my opinion. He is good at timing up throws to defend the pass and really good at jumping routes, which is just amazing for a quarterback to have. Amos is actively looking for the football. He had 3 interceptions this past season at Ole Miss, along with 13 passes defended. And he does a good job of wrapping up and tackling. I think he could do a little better at wrapping up, but overall, I think he's a pretty solid tackler. He will definitely help in the run game, and he has good instincts in zone coverage. So, really, Amos has it all. I think he's better in man coverage right now than zone coverage, but he could definitely improve in zone coverage. As for his weaknesses, Amos can sometimes be a little too overly aggressive downfield, leads to some holds here and there, and it doesn't happen often, like not to the extent of Benjamin St-Juste, who, I mean, it seemed like every time he stepped onto the field, he would get a penalty, right? Like, Amos is not that at all, but would like him to tone down the aggressiveness sometimes, you know, just to avoid a penalty. He can also improve his eye discipline, especially in zone coverage. That's why I said I think he's better in man coverage right now than zone, but he will improve in zone coverage as he gets more acclimated, you know, into the NFL and into, you know, just the defense and the scheme. And he can get his play strength up a little bit. Although he's super physical, super aggressive, feel like at times receivers that are bigger sometimes outmuscle him at times. But he doesn't have bad play strength, but I do think he can get up a little bit. So overall, man, Amos, just judging off the film I watched, he is a great prospect. And he has, in my opinion, Pro Bowl to All-Pro talent. Throughout spring practices, reports came out saying how good Trey Amos has looked in spring practices. He looked pretty solid in rookie minicamp just from the clips I've seen. He's shown off good speed, good burst, all that good stuff. And in OTAs, he actually made a couple nice plays. he had a pass deflection or a pass breakup working against Deebo Samuel in mandatory minicamp. Marshawn Lattimore came. He spoke on Trey Amos. He thinks he's going to be really good in the NFL. There were a couple clips with them together, and basically it just showed Lattimore lined up against Trey Amos. Basically kind of was like installs, you know, they were just working on some things, individual drills, and Amos showed really good technique. He was staying square to Lattimore, and he wasn't grabbing at all. He was throwing a little jab in there off the line of scrimmage, which you really like to see, right? With Benjamin St-Juste, he would just hold, and it felt like he would get a penalty every time he was out there on that field. But Trey Amos actually has really, really good technique. So it's really nice to see and hear positive things about Trey Amos coming out of spring practices, and I really can't wait to see him perform in training camp, because if he balls out and becomes what we think he can become, and Lattimore returns to his Pro Bowl form, All-Pro form, and Mikey Sanders still is amazing in the slot, we could have a dangerous cornerback trio. And having a good cornerback trio can help our defense out so much, man. Obviously, our secondary will be improved, but also our entire defense, right? We don't think, or I'll speak for myself, I don't think our D-line will be terrible, but who's going to get pressure? We really don't know that right now. Should be better at stopping the run with all the additions we made, but we just do not know which guy is going to get pressure or how we are going to get pressure, right? I think we plan on rushing as a collective, but having a good secondary, a really good secondary, really good cornerbacks can help the D-line, because even if, you know, they're not getting a ton of pressure, you know, the secondary, the cornerbacks should be locking down their, you know, receivers, right? And obviously, corners can't cover a guy for so long, like 10 plus seconds or something like that, 8 plus seconds, right? But, you know, at times when the D-line is not getting pressure, we will be relying on our secondary, specifically our cornerbacks, to be locking their matchups down. So having a good secondary can really help our defense as a whole. I watched about 20 to 25 cornerbacks during the pre-draft process, and Trey Amos was like, I think, the 7th or 8th guy I watched. I already had watched Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Jahdae Barron, even Benjamin Morrison. I really like Benjamin Morrison coming out of Notre Dame. I had him as my 5th ranked cornerback. He actually went ahead of Trey Amos. He was the 5th cornerback picked, and Amos was a 6th cornerback pick. But I am happy we ended up with Trey Amos. And man, when I turned on that film, I was super, super impressed by Trey Amos. I mean, the way he moves, the way he attacks the football. 3 interceptions last year, that's really good. Could have had more, to be honest with you. And he just looked so, so good on tape. Had fluid movements, was really good in press man coverage. So overall, Trey Amos, what will he bring to this team in the 2025 NFL season, in his rookie season, and for years to come? We're getting a physical press man cornerback who is also good in zone. He can really play in any scheme, but in man coverage, specifically press man coverage, he's going to get in someone's face, lay his hands on them at the line of scrimmage or within 5 yards, and he's going to do a great job of covering guys intermediate, downfield, short field, wherever. So I'm super excited to see Trey Amos on that field as a rookie. You know, I know Defensive Rookie of the Year odds, they're out right now. Well, they've been come out, and obviously Amos isn't up there, but hey man, there's a chance. I'm not saying he will win it, but look, if he balls this year, and if he does what we think he can do, he may be in that conversation at some point in the season, but we shall see. But if Amos pans out to be a really good cornerback for us, and I feel like he has Pro Bowl to All-Pro type potential, but if he turns out to be a really good cornerback for us, and Lattimore reverts to his old ways, then we will have a really, really good cornerback trio in Marshawn Lattimore as your cornerback 1, Trey Amos as your cornerback 2 outside from Lattimore or opposite of Lattimore, and Mikey Sanders in the slot. That is a dang good cornerback trio. So that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're not already subbed up, and turn on notifications. Comment down below your expectations for Trey Amos in his rookie season. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.